Alright guys and gals, let's finish up the Friendship Camper Van Adventure by Lego Friends. It's a set number 42663, contains 778 pieces, retails $459.99, and set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. So that's what we're working on, and this is as far as we got from the last installment. And today is December 28, 2024. So, we did the accessories and part of the camper. We still have yet even touched the sticker sheet. We only have 3 bags left. So far the build's pretty good. I think it's probably a 9.8 so far, so it's not terribly bad. It's just we haven't hit any of the nasty stuff yet. And so on and so forth. Now, today we're going to finish it up and get it out of the way. Olly is still missing in action. And yeah, I'm not in the mood to put those on, but I have to do it anyways. And okay, now we're going to start with bag 4. And looks like we got some interesting parts in here. Well, parts I've seen, just not in these colors. And it's been like an hour and a half since the last installment. I've been kind of just getting other things done, and well, now I'm done with them. So it doesn't really say what we're working on now, but we are putting stickers on right at the first step here in step 96. Alright, so we got a basic yellow brick. We got to put sticker number 1 on here, which is the license plate. And that just says nature with a 3, with a 4, and they use a 3, so I guess they're trying to simulate a real license plate. But you know what? I have a feeling we're going to have to do this on the other one too. They have HLC for Heart Lake City. Oh, wow. I can't wait to get into this one today. Yeah, so I'm just doing some chores and trying to get other stuff done. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm getting tired of following instructions. I want to explore my mind, not do this. And I'm still trying to get rid of the stinking cold right now. I don't sound sick or anything. It's just I feel exhausted, but I didn't sleep that well last night either, so that could be a contributing factor. Okay, and this goes right above the hitch, right here. Remember, that's where the poop and the pee goes. And I kind of just, oh, that's kind of unusual. We got a couple of these. Cool. Uh-oh, scratched glass, I bet. Oh, man. You could probably see that right there. Let me find something dark. Now we're going to have to, if I have to get up, I'm dropping it down to a flat 8. Well, an 8.8. Let's get this work light here. I'm going to show you because this is how I ding the scores down heavily. Right there. Right on the top. Okay, 8.8 it is. We're getting sloppy packing Lego. I'm not going to have too much fun putting this together now. I mean, I thought maybe we're going to start doing that. I may just start filling sets when I see that they're packed like that. I may just start giving them flat out zeros regardless of the thing. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think Lego really cares on how they pack. They just know they're going to sell so many units. And a lot of people don't, oh, I don't grade on that. I grade on the build experience. Well, that is the build experience, you know, and you get a piece that's mangled up, and for $60, yeah, I'm going to throw a fit over it. You know, I have a feeling that this one here is going to be a mirror, so let's just do this one here. And I have some people say I grade too generously. come over here, you'll see how I really grade this stuff. You know, I mean, I look at it, looks like a fun build. It's a fun build, just haven't got to the windshield yet. Okay, now these go in here. And that's what we did, is built the other one, which I did. And now, not sure what that's for. Maybe a slide out or something. Yeah, I've been fighting this nasty stuff for so long. I hate worse when somebody comes over and you invite them for dinner, next thing they start coughing over the food and you just lose your appetite. And it gets really annoying. But no. So now I have a rule: if you're sick, do not come to the house. And if you're sick, I will boot you out until you get better. It's kind of a wasted space back here unless that's where the table and chairs go. It'd be kind of cool if we could pack it all up in here. The problem with doing these type of tour videos for this stuff, it gets pretty complicated. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, Jay, why does it matter if the pieces are scratched and damaged? You're just going to rip them apart. You know, still to this day, I keep everything pretty much separated. But when stuff gets like this, I mean, 8.8 for one piece. If there's 10 pieces, I mean, probably the lowest I'll ever go would be a flat 2. Just we'll be looking at, like, this is not a group build whatsoever. So that would be also a playing factor in it. Well, it's scratched, it's mangled, it's a single person build, it's expensive. Yeah, it's going to be a shame. No, Jay, don't. Please don't fail it. It's really cool. I know it's cool, but it's going to get a 0 if it keeps doing that. Imagine me teaching my algebra class or calculus. You simply didn't do the work, I'd fail you. You know, if you gave it all and you did an attempt, that's half the battle. That was fair when I was doing all that teaching stuff. Hey, did you try? Yeah. Okay. You tried? No, if you try, you won't fail, because trying is half the. In college now, I'd fail you, but in high school we would. You still need a sticker number 1 on the license plate. Nature. I miss nature. Now it's kind of boring now. Make sure I get that on the right way. There it is, right there. And I forgot to put the stuff on the top and bottom. My bad. Well, we'll just push that in there then. That's how I forget. It's all those distractions of the scratched parts doing that. I should just fail it for that, huh? And I have yelled at the Liann till I'm blue in the face, and they're like, I don't think anybody reads the reports that we file, to be honest. I think that they kind of just say we have paperwork. You know, and you know, my time's very precious, but I have to follow the rules if I want to keep the set. But sometimes the paperwork is just atrocious. Reports can range anywhere from 30 minutes up to several hours. And the more interactions and engagements I get, the longer it takes to fill them out. So we need to stack 8 of these on top of one another here. And yes, this is going to be the grill. see here. And this sits here. And I will be right back. All right, back again. Let's see here. All right. That's kind of sloppy there, but it is there. I mean, it looks pretty good for what it is. It looks really vintage. About 55% done so far. I mean, it's a nice little build. It was really good. I was dinging just a little bit off for build quality. Now I may just start saying the build experience is lousy because of scratched parts, but if you like putting it together, you don't want to contaminate the whole build just for someone's negligence, but you got to. Okay, that's not too bad. So now we got the front portion filled out. Looks good. That looked good as a vintage school bus. All right, now we got to take our scratch glass and put it in here. That's unbelievable Lego. That's just unacceptable quality. And they don't like us complaining about quality control. Well, yeah, just fix it and we'll be done. Treat all your sets as if they're high-end products. Because, see, I don't hold back. That's, like I said, that's why I film these videos. Because we get to see it together. You know, if I did not do that, you would just think I'm just gaslighting. Okay. You got to put sticker 2 on both sides of this. And which are these? Which are little vents, you know, like they use for the fridge and stuff to give it oxygen. And I'm sure I'm getting those facing down so they match. I remember my parents' fifth wheel had those too, but I mean that's one way of doing it, but what? Oh, I forgot to put the other pieces on the other side. It's that scratch glass that got me all riled up. Okay, so this goes in here, so we're really strengthening that up. I thought this was going to be used for storage. That's really a waste of space back there. Yeah. Well, apparently somebody's doing something illegal in here. What are we growing? I can't even really say it on YouTube with that. What is that, dark green or? Okay, it's one and it's every other one. It's hard to tell, so just have dark green, light green, dark green, light green. So what are we growing back here, huh? Something we can't talk about? So these Friends dolls are really doing something they shouldn't be doing right now. Well, maybe it's after all the scratch glass that we're pulling out of here. That's probably what they're doing. There we go. Let me pull that up for you more right there. And so far, so good. We haven't really nibbled it. We nibbled at it, but... And... let's see here. Ooh. And then we have the transparent blocks back here. Boy, this is just really a waste of space. Engineered right, you could, you know, with some Technic or snot methods, you could probably have this as storage back here. And exactly, it's not, because it's sealed. Just probably 3 or 4 studs of this is just wasted space. It's kind of wasteful. I don't know what we're doing here. So it looks like we just did some of the mid-body. I thought maybe that would have been perfect to store that table at least, but maybe that's the problem. Well, apparently we got the toilet paper in here. And that is it for bag 4. With only just a handful of parts remaining. Alright, now let's see what bag 5 has to offer. Apparently get a train door, at least one. And I think that was one of the parts I had in my haul, was ordered some train doors. How bad is this scratched? Always rub it to make sure, because sometimes they're just smudges on the thing. Okay, that's pretty good. How bad is this one? That's really good. How bad is the door? I have this stuff mostly in tinted form. That's good. Any more things in here that are hidden that need to be scratched? No. Lego, are we starting to pay attention, or are we going to have more scratched, hidden stuff? Yeah, look at all those small parts. So you know what we'll be doing here. It'll take a while. Alright. What was her name again? I can't remember. We know we have Autumn and... Oh boy, the ladies are going to have fun with him, huh? Olly's back. Oh, wow. Boy, they're going to tear him apart. Or lock him out of the camper at night. Sorry, Olly, it's girls' night. You can't come in. But it's freezing outside. Yeah, well, you just have to go burrow in the snow, or go burrow in a bush somewhere for the night. And let's get his wig. There we go. So Olly likes texting with hearts. He texts his girlfriend. Looks like he's into film production or movies. And he likes to sew. I'm taking it that's a boy. I can't tell sometimes on these things. So he's done now. So we'll put him over there. And then now we got to do the sinks. Let's start with the most possible tiny parts first. Oh, this is one of those. I bet that's going to get a sticker. I bet that goes in there. I bet oh, I was looking for one of these for a tutorial. I've already filmed it, but there it is. Well, oh, it's too late now. I already filmed it, so it'll be for revision number 2. But at least I have it. I need that panel for adding a bit more space in a tight area. Okay, let's get some more space here. All right. Another sticker. Okay, looks like the stickers are pouring in. A 1x3x2 window. These are new, so I'm glad to see that in here. Bet that's the glass for it. Lego. Come on. 7.8. I'm not playing. Alright, we need sticker number 3. It's bad enough I gotta put stickers on here, and I gotta ding it down. Alright. Even Olly's getting all depressed. All right, so we got the mirror. Now we have the round 2x2 silver metallic tiles that I'll just use for mine. And yeah, I had one of you guys say I fudge on the scores. You know, I'm looking for damaged pieces. You know, this one's keeping my interest. It's a good one. Would I give it a 10? Not now, a 7.8, because I'm finding damaged, neglected parts in here. So, you know, that's ruining the build for me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to whatever. Although I could use that. Okay, well, we found the shower head. Yeah, my hands are a bit achy today. I was trying to get the, is that a stud or a stud flower? A stud flower. Trying to get the blow-ups washed. It was in the high 60s, but still, it was just kind of like, oh, and I got a headache now and all that stuff. And there's the shower head, but uh-oh. The shower head faces outside, so that's where we're taking showers at? I mean, I've seen them on some of the campers for, you know, an outdoor shower, but I mean, I don't know. This is one weird camper. The toilet is probably the only thing, but the toilet takes like a third of this just to do that. I don't know. I mean, I'm more into building exact replicas, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is going to be one weird camper. Hey, at least we're camping, though. Let's pretend we're camping right now. Except I don't feel well, and I got a headache. And then, not sure what this goes to. We got some windows here without glass in them. Is that for Leo to peek through? You don't know. Okay, I see what we're doing now. We're building stairs. And may have to take an aspirin or something, my goodness. Let's see here. You know, if this was a left-handed door, or a right-handed door, this is perfect, but it's a lefty, unfortunately. And I'm missing a 1x1 brick here. I have not seen it. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, do I have to take the book and wring it out, make sure it's not hiding in there? I've been noticing the book's been eating a lot of the stuff lately. So these must be just like little cubby holes, like bookshelves. Does it matter which side? I'm just sticking the thick side on the outside. I don't think it really matters. Depends on how you want yours to look. Oh, okay, I see what we're doing. Okay, so I've seen this piece here in a few colors, so that's kind of cool. One of these new type of flower pieces. And they did this, and then they shoved it in here. Now there's two plants. And that's not a bad idea to keep to keep things from falling out. I would never have figured to use these. Well, that's if I can get them in there. I can't get that in there. Boy, my hands are really kind of aching today. There we go. So you slide them in there like that. So they use those. I never thought about using those little breeze blocks in these for that. Getting these in here is a bit of a pain, you know. How do you get that in there? You just have to kind of braille for it. And then now you got items on your bookshelf. So that's not too bad. And you got one more to make here. So it's a good way. I was like, well, what are we going to use those for? I mean, now, you know, we're using them for this. And this is what I'm saying about the Friends flowers. If you find these, you save them, hoard them. Because now we got ourselves a nice little flower to put in there. Must be the... Now it looks like stuff is attached to the shelf and it doesn't fall out. And this sits in here like that. So that's really a good idea. I like that, using those breeze blocks for that. And don't forget to put that in there. And we got to put this in here if I can find it. There's a lot of little parts in this bag here, so put that down in there. That's kind of offset, but that's how the book showed it. Okay, now, okay. Here's something I'm really kind of against that I'm going to rip off when I'm done. We got the train door. And they want us to put sticker number 6 on here, which is this. And it just says occupied. Ooh, wow. Who's occupying it and for what reason? Is somebody doing something that they shouldn't be? If Olly is locked outside the camper, is somebody smoking it up in there? We don't know. Probably thought I was going to say something else, but no, I don't do that on here. This door sits here. Well, that's fine, but why would you use a door? Wouldn't you have, like, would you have made a solid one for that instead of having a... Okay, I see. So that's just for the bathroom. Okay, so now we know what that's for. So I just use this. I mean... So now bag 5, we're hitting the stickers very hard. And then now we need sticker number 4, which is this. Let me put that on here. Make sure it's on the upper portion. So we did the fancy plant thing. Oops, no. These big stickers, they're a pain in the rear. I think I'm going to drop it down to a 7.5 because this big one I'm struggling getting on right now. See? And just to kind of keep the bubbles out. This should have been printed because how crooked I got that on there. 7.5 it is. Man, up to bag... When we started bag 4, boy, this thing really is starting to just kind of take in bad shape here. So it looks like it goes right here. We got some space in there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So it looks like we're building ourselves a little galley kitchen or a little kitchenette. But before I do, I'll be right back. Okay, my apologies, I'm back, and I'm going to get back to building the little kitchen thing, the little kitchenette. Alright. Yeah, we're hitting stickers hard now. This is starting to get pretty annoying. And I love Heart Lake City. Alright, so we got to put sticker number 5 on a door. First I got to find the door. Maybe I should have found the door before I peeled the sticker off. Just made a little fridge then. Yeah. Is that all the stickers, or are we putting more on there? I mean, I would have bet it would look better without it, but You know, somebody asked me, why do I have to put stickers? That's part of the review thing I have to do. Lego says I got to bake the set in its entirety, so I got to do it. If up to me, I would not do. If this was something I purchased, no, the stickers would not be going on this at all. But if it's something that was given to me for a review offer, I have to do it. So, as much as I hate putting those on there, I have to put them on. You know, that's just how it's going to be today. And that, I mean, we've got over half of the stickers done here so far. Well, we obviously know that we got sleeping bags and a pitcher, so we know at least 7 tiles are going to get vandalized or violated. Well, I would not have built my sink like this. I mean, I've done them small, but the faucet sitting on water? Oh. Well, that's sure not a lot of space in there, huh? You know what I forgot to do? Put the gauges on the oven. What I'm going to do, just pop that out of there. That's my fault there. And after I get done with this bag, I got to go get me an aspirin. Like bad, it's starting to really pound. But I'm just... At the beginning, the build was pretty good. The build quality still seems pretty good. It's the build experience that I'm kind of trying to look past right now with the stickers. But I think it's the scratch pieces. I forgot to put that under, so don't forget those. And then that's not a lot of space in there. And if you think I made a mistake, no, that's how it is. I don't know. And then in addition to that, we got to put some ice cream stuff in the fridge. Now that's one thing we always did when we went camping. When my dad would take the fifth wheel out, he would load up that fridge with tons of ice cream and treats and all that stuff. And yeah, well, that's long since been gone, but still, that was always a treat. The friendship camper. Okay, can we get that in there? Yeah. There we go. And then after that, we're about 70% done with this book. Now we're back to building. So bag 5, I'm just going to say is mostly medium to small parts. We really haven't built anything really up much in here. I don't like the way that looks. All right. It was fun when we started, but now I'm kind of, it's the little pieces that are kind of getting to me here. All right, what are we building now? More plants? Yeah, it looks like a light green, dark green, and light green. I think. I can't tell on here. And I don't see any more of those. It's asking for light green, dark green, light green. Let me check the spare parts. Grab one out of here. Could have put one wrong somewhere, I don't know. It could have been on one of those plants too. You can't, I mean, they all looked like the same color in here, so I have no clue. As long as I get the same parts. You know, that's just how it is. Oh, Lego's got these in dark and reddish orange. That's kind of cool. Let's see if we can hoard a few more of those up. And then we'll take our scratch window pane and we'll put that in here. Somebody tried putting the cupboards in here. They don't, but if you really are in a tight squeeze, there's your cupboard. I wish they could be used as cupboards. Would have been cool. And it goes like that, with the thick sides in the back. And now that goes over here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I almost skipped one item. Forgot to put the awning above it and make it look extra weird looking. Well, at least it's got color, though. I can't complain. I'm missing a yellow piece. Where did it go? One of the things I've always got to check is the building guide, because sometimes the building guide will eat it. And I remember seeing it up here, too. So bag 5, I'd say, is probably the worst out of the whole thing, because it's mostly just small parts that we're messing with. And I swore it was up here. It could be under the camper, too. No, I know we didn't use it. There it is. I was going to say, I saw that. I know it went somewhere. That's what you're supposed to... Put that right there now. And then... in fact, my custom campers took less time, but of course I had the build pre-planned, and I edit a lot of that out, so you don't see me trying to plan it out. Here I'm spending time finding parts. When I do my own builds, I'm not hunting for tons of parts. When I do tutorials, it's a little more simplified than just reading the building guide. All right. Take this. Now we got to place this behind here. Well, we did it right because there's no holes. Well, that's not too bad inside. We got to build 2 of these. Yeah, I do miss the camping gig, though. It was always fun. And going by yourself is never fun. And 2, it's not really recommended, because you never know what or who you're going to run into. And sometimes I go into a place where the cell service is either spotty or just doesn't work at all. Okay. And then these go here. So that tells me that these are going to be used to support probably the removable cab. All right. Hey, at least I'm being polite. I'm not yawning in your ear. And a frying pan goes right there. You know, you think we would have put that on there when we were building the galley kitchen. Okay, and then now 1x12. These are a lifesaver when you're trying to line up all these pieces. So there we go. That strengthens up that side. And this right here. We're getting to the point now where it's almost finished up here. Okay, my apologies. Nature calls, gotta go. Yes, I did wash my hands. Okay. Now we gotta finish up the awning here. So bag 5 is probably the worst out of the whole build. It's just medium to small parts, stickers, everything. It's got the works. And pretty much what we're doing here. And let's see. Okay, we got the windscreens. I'm waiting for Lego to bring out a 2x8x3 sloped windscreen. Would be so cool. It'd be cool for buses. or something that doesn't have this piece in the middle here, and you'd have more space. Okay, now we're building the top cab. Hopefully I get some better sleep tonight. Making sure that we don't have any flashing lights. You notice when you're hungry or you're tired, things just take 10 times longer. This is fun. I'm not getting bored of it. I just got a headache. I should have got that aspirin when I did, but you know, I can stick it out a bit longer. Okay, and then after that is this thing here. Must be part of the luggage rack. These are cool if you had them matching these corners, but they don't. So I don't know. I just wish Lego would handle those out a bit better. And then right here, and let's see, and that does fit on here. How easy it is to remove off, not bad at all. So that's really good. So we have access into the interior. That looks pretty cool. It looks more like an old vintage pickup or anything, or maybe just a strip this stuff off the back and make it into a vintage flatbed. All right, we got to put our essentials in here. We need to put the lid on first, of course. We got ourselves a little trunk. Well, if I can get the lid on, and the wrench, that's a silver metallic, set of binoculars, and a printed compass. You can imagine putting a sticker on that. And then that sits on the front here. So this can be removed if you want. It just sits on there, see? And you can take that off if you choose. Alright, so that takes care of that. And if I can get the page. Okay, it looks like bag 6 is the only one remaining. And I gotta go get that aspirin real quick, but we have a bunch of little parts, but it's like one of each, so that tells me we probably got all that done. Let's save your little hair ribbon pieces. Those will come in handy when you want to build some more micro-scaled flowers. So I see them, I hoard them. I have some that are even in medium azure and a very rare color, and I've been collecting them ever since. And that's what we have remaining for bag 5, and that's a lot of parts, so if you have one of each, you're pretty much fine. Alright, finally we have bag 6. Looks like we're ready to wrap this up. Still got a big hole on the top, and yeah, pour those right out. Now I took my aspirin and stuff, and somebody's already starting with me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put myself first. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to worry about myself. Welcome to my life. Okay. At least I'm doing this and enjoying it. Alright, I do see some glass in there. I hope that ain't scratched. That's a mold injection thing where they have to cut the glass off the mold. So looks like we got a bunch of these type of windows. Okay, now we need to slide those off to the side. And then looks like now we're continuing where we left off. Jay, it seems like you kind of live a very busy life. Yeah, too much. I never get to slow down. Some of my buddies, they hit the waves all the time, and they smoke and all that stuff, and their lives are simple. Mine is so complicated. Okay, so it looks like now we're preparing to put the top of the camper on. First, I gotta pull out all the tires, and oh, it's too many pieces. Hoping this aspirin will kick in. It could be also I'm a little hungry too, but this kid's got a loud stereo in his car. When he cranks it up, half the car alarms go off. And let's hear them out there yelling right now. So it looks like we can't open this up. Okay, we could have just put this in the last bag here. Would have been nice. We're going to need these, obviously. And now we're working on the, I guess you want to call it the sun deck. And now we're going to be starting to put in the top part. Yeah, the kiddies are home from college. Well, I remember those days. Now, I run a business, so yeah, it's almost like the same thing. I'm not home for the holidays, I'm just taking time off. Okay, now we need to find some nougat. The thing is that you get too many of these big pieces, so just start setting these off to the side like the rims and stuff, because it gets so cluttery up here for a while with all the big pieces. And then we have the radiator grills here. Maybe that's the heat registers. And then now we have these. Yeah, but I have a neighbor. I mean, sometimes his kids will sit inside the car and listen to the music for hours, just blaring up, and I thought, I couldn't just sit in my car all day. And I'm fixing mine up. It's starting to get really nice. It smells new and all that stuff. It doesn't smell like an old car. And I would not want to sit in there all day long. And you're not going to roll around. You're sitting up there. I'm like, I got to move around. Between build installments on this, I get up and move. I have to move my legs after a while. I get so stiff, so I have to get up. It's like driving. Sometimes after like an hour, I got to stop and move around for a bit. And some people hate that. Like, oh, you're always stopping all the time. Yeah, I got to move around, so I always go to a rest stop and stretch the legs and then get back in the car, rinse, repeat. Sometimes I'll just take a walk around the place and, stop at a shopping center and just kind of look at stuff, and then, just enough to regroup myself. All right. And I'm not sure what this is. I found the windows. I could use these for making buses and stuff, or trains. Do I have enough of them in here? Probably not, but still. Okay. These are kind of new. I've seen them in 1x2s, but not a 2x4 variant. It'd be good if you're making... I look at those, I think of an airplane. And that's what I see those being used for. Well, no, not today. We're using them for this. At least we're smoothing it in, so that's kind of cool. Now, like I said, I could cheat and see what we're doing, but sometimes I like to leave a little bit of mystery when I'm building stuff. Like, what are we doing? Okay, what's this idea? What are we doing this for? That kind of thing. Like, okay, what are we poking at here? There it is. And then after we do that, we put our friction pins in. Well, let's flip it upside down. We're going to have to flip it upside down anyways. It'll be easier doing it this way. And then I'm not really sure here. When I build my own campers, I'm sure some of you probably ask that question. Like, gee, what are you doing? You know? I mean, I know somebody probably has, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Take some of these inverted ones, and these are come in handy for all sorts of stuff, so hang on to those if you're going to part it out. A lot of these friend sets, I do see them on sale from time to time. And they're a good source of parts. I've seen them up to 50, 60% off. If you ever get them, well, there you go. And now we're starting to put stickers on things that I don't want to put them on, which are inverted tiles. And we're going to be doing a bunch of these. So let's start with 7, which is this one here. And they're having us do the top portions first. You could do it any way you want. And there you go. What you can do is grab the other one and just do number 8. And we'll just do them like that right now. Now I know I'm going out of order. Somebody's got their... Oh, I got to show you here. Hold on. I'll put it on here because it'd be easier for me to show it here. Somebody obviously couldn't live without their plugs. Is that a toothpaste and a phone charger? Now we'll do 9 and 10. Got somebody drawing on their sleeping bag. And apparently they're not drawing on the sleeping bag. They're drawing in a book, so they must be taking notes. Okay, we'll take a closer look at all that here in a bit. And then 11 and 12. This one's got mushrooms on it. Looks like we're doing a little bit more than sleeping up here. You gotta like these, you know, these videos. I know families watch these from time to time. I'm not cussing, but I'm also not gonna leave out and have just nothing but dry commentary. So sorry, but yeah, it looks like we're doing some inappropriate stuff on that one. But that doesn't look too bad. This looks more like Christmassy than anything else. But yeah, I wish those were printed. And after the sleeping bags, then we start building up the rest of it. All right, and yeah. And I am back. Okay. So now it looks like we are going to be building a hinging mechanism. So this is going to hinge on the top. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to go together yet. We don't know. I'm still figuring that out. And that's what makes these fun, is trying to figure out exactly what Lego is trying to tell us here. I remember when I was a kid, though, I would sometimes bring my Lego collection camping. Like I would just bring a certain assortment of bricks, and then I would bring them. Of course, I would lose some pieces, so now I kind of learned not to do that anymore. And then, but that was the thing, though. And we would build stuff while it was at night time and, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. And yours should look like this so far. And now, are we going to be adding anything else to it here? It goes on the top. All right. Okay, so now we set this right in here. Obviously, we're not going to sleep like that. Huh? Does that not even go in all the way, or is it just buckling up against something? There we go. So I think... Okay, that locks in place. So why do we have this stud here? I don't know, but... yeah, you have to fold this out to sleep, so you got that... You get to have the outs... You get to bring the outdoors in, I guess. Yeah. So now I know how that works. We're not quite done yet, so this thing's not working quite right, but we'll see here. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. It's like I said, though, you got to have fun doing these. You'll go nuts, and I'm getting more serious questions on reviews, and it's taking the fun out of it. Here, let's just kind of... On this channel, guys and gals, let's just mess around. I've been reading a lot of your guys' comments. I know some of you are commenting throughout the whole video, which is cool. So I need to respond back on these because I think this channel is going to be more important than the main one eventually. And I think that's probably the thing. So I need to really just step up my game and just keep more tabs on this channel here instead of answering so often, is to make it very often. All right. Now it closes really good. So that's what we needed. Okay, now we're going to focus our attention back here. I mean, yes, it's not a bad set. You get this, you're going to have a good build experience. Just be careful. You may end up running across some scratch pieces and get it down to a 7.5 real quick. But I hope yours comes out just as good as mine without any problems. Okay, what are these for, huh? The air conditioned vents? Or, I bet those go in the corners. First I gotta find the other one here. And that's exactly what goes in there. And, except for that buckling, that's pretty seamless. And see how it's doing that? What are we doing that for? Something just not pressing down all the way, or is it just... Oh, it's slightly off. Oh, okay. That's still good for what it is. And then we have the rear something. I think this might be a rear light, or it could be rear cameras. We don't know. And you know what? From what I read on the comments from time to time, some people don't go camping, and this is about as close to a camping trick some will ever get. I got to experience it when I was a kid, so that's always cool. That goes there, so you got our light. And now we got to do that piece. And we don't have a lot of this blue left, so I don't know. I mean, we're getting close. We're almost done here. I can't wait to see the final results when I'm done. So I have a feeling we're going to match this line up here in a second. There we go. And, okay, yeah, Mr. Hair, stop flying in my face. I know you need to be removed. Can't do nothing about it now. I'm waiting for the kids to go back to school first. I need to get a haircut so bad, but I'm going to wait till the kids go back to school. Even if I have to wait another 10 days, so be it. I already have the stuff set up. I just got to get it going. I procrastinate. What can I say? I'm very bad about it. When it comes to work and Lego, I try to keep up on it. And then now is this. And we are going to put sticker number 13 on here, which is the treehouse, like a treehouse type thing. I wish that was printed, would have been cool. And I think that's a hint of a set. Lego does sneak those in there. I think I have that set. And that's it for the stickers. They fell on the floor. I ain't going to pick them up. Okay. All right, so now let's see here. Dark, light, dark. I mean, there's not a whole lot. This is it. We're almost done here. And we can get this out of the way here, then I can go respawn my energy with some food. And then let's take some of the glass here that's a little scuffed. I think these were okay. And then stick that in there. No, I forgot to put the little awning on the top. But at least it's got color. We're messing with white, but the white is not bad. It's not like I'm building strictly with black and white pieces and I'm like, okay, when is this thing going to be done? You know, I just slapped those on there. They're crooked, but you know what? Take your brick separator, put it on the side. Now they're pretty straight. Set that right in there. And this one here is slightly different. Instead of dark, light, dark, this is light, dark, light. And after I get done with this, I got to work on some other stuff tonight. I got to edit some more videos, and one of the sets I can't mention, but it needs to be done. I'm halfway done with the whole review and all that stuff. I just need to get the thing filmed here. Let's see, how is this done? Probably. Okay, so we're actually starting with blue, and I thought we would start with another yellow. Okay, and then once we get that all lined up, whoa, set that there. And then this goes on the top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include the review, and then the other parts will be on the main channel. And then we got to crown all these off. Although it looks fine the way it is, but and tonight I'm going to have leftover chicken strips we had from the other night. They're homemade, so I'm just going to preheat those up, and then that's my dinner. Haste makes waste, so I won't waste them. Alright, and after that, that's pretty colorful just to be decorated with white. And we don't have a lot of parts remaining, so that's even better. Okay. Oh, okay, I see how this attaches. So we bring this back in the frame, and this thing attaches upside down like this. Let's bring this close here so we can make sure we're kind of locking that joint in there, and just pinch these corners, and there you go. Yeah, not too bad, and that's what we have remaining there for parts. I'm just going to jump to it now. because we got to put the tires on here. It even tells us to close it on step 230, or yeah, 235, close it. Now we got to rim it and put tires on this baby. Depends on how you want to put your tires on. It doesn't really matter. I like this side, but they want me to put this. So I will put those on there. Well, we can't drive with this, so we got to put another tire on there. Because it's going to be impossible to take that out in the back country. See how I'm flicking? Because the tires are quite not on the rim all the way, so I flick them just to kind of make sure everything is full. And now we do this side here. Well, and then, yeah, I kind of wish they had a spot for those accessories. Would have made this really cool, but they didn't. Tires. Speaking of tires, I'm getting tired. I'm tired. Alright. These are real rubber wheels. And that's it. That is what it should look like. And that concludes the build. Okay, now we're going to start setting up, and this one we will put on a turntable just to make it easy for us to review. You don't have to put yours on a turntable if you're building it just for play. But if you are playing, turntable is also a nice thing to have. Okay? So this is obviously the back side, so we'll put it there, and we'll leave the top open. And that's the only way to play with it, is like that. If you want them to sleep, they fall back inside. So it's playable. It has all the essentials, but it's not like any trailer I've seen before. The only thing they did not include here, which I'm kind of disappointed in, you can probably guess what it is a campfire ring. Now I know some places they don't allow campfires, but you'd think they would have had one in here because it's Lego, and you know, we can do that. Just setting everything up right now. And we'll put the bike right there. Kind of keep it a little more cluttered. And yeah. I wish there was more of a door that takes you inside the camper, like how I build mine. But this one here does not. And the seats are not really quite good. It's a lot of little accessories. So here's the deal. If you got to put this stuff on a base plate, feel free to do so. And then we're going to put girl, boy, girl in here. So the ladies can tear them apart. And yeah, and that's it. And for the most part, I am very satisfied with the build. Would this be a camper I'd put in my, you know, in my campground? No. This is, I mean, the style of it's fine, but it's bigger, it's taller and chunkier than my biggest fifth wheel or motorhome, you know. I just don't quite understand it here. Let's put this right in the center here. And kind of looks like we're out of balance here. Let's balance this up here a little bit more. I think that looks good. And then I can just push this back. And yeah, I think we're pretty good here. And I do see some faults with it. It just doesn't quite make any sense. Like this is left open. That's one way to play with it. If you want them to sleep, you'd have to put them in here. because if you put Olly here, let me focus this in better for you here. It's scaled for mini dolls, but I'll show you here. He's sitting on top here. That's what's going to happen. And it's not really meant to play closed. My trailers you can. This one, obviously, Lego did not plan out very well. So, and the dolls don't quite fit on the beds. It seems like they don't. And I would say it's sort of scaled for mini dolls, but the toilet was pretty cool. That's probably the only selling point I think of this. It's complete though. You can drop it in a Lego City. I can at least say that. But for me personally, it's not something that I would run out and buy after. It's a good build experience. It's cool looking, but it's just not something I would be totally interested in as an avid camper. And I think that's good. Let me bring this up a little bit more, and we're going to tip it down here. Well, that's kind of lopsided there. Making sure I'm straight, because I don't like doing the crooked thing. And yeah, I mean, it's not a bad set, but it's just, it just looks kind of weird. And I'm going to say a 7.5. And it's got some wasted space, like back here, but that kind of thing. All right, well, now let's do the formal review. Let's start with play value. As you've seen, we have plenty of accessories. We have the table and chairs, 3 mini dolls, Ferret, just a small selection of trees, bicycle, and of course, the camper. Now the camper, the layout is just a bit weird for me. I don't like the way this thing was laid out personally, but you do have all the essential features, including the working toilet, which is really cool. Now one thing I've noticed when I was building this, there's a lot of wasted space. Like this is pretty thick in here. There's a lot of wasted space for the chassis as well as the back. I wish those spaces were utilized a bit more for storage. Would have been really cool, because then we could put all our accessories inside the camper. Build quality seems pretty good with this model as well. I didn't have anything really fall off. I did have to make a few corrections, but nothing too major. Everything seems sound, even this hinged door. It just closes really solid, so that's really good. And somebody's already taken a nap. Well, we'll take a look at that here in a bit. And as you saw, you can't really put your mini dolls on the top here. There's really not a whole lot of room. They could have made this out of stud more, but their feet just hang over the edge, as you saw in the video. Not really a whole lot of room in there. And I also noticed this picture is upside down. I think that's meant when you fold it out. I can't remember how it all went together now. It's only been like 10 minutes since I built it. But there's a lot of things that are just off in this for the build quality. I don't know, but it's strong. It looks good on the outside. The inside's just laid out weird. I still can't get past that. Build experience was really good. I wasn't getting exhausted of the build. It was just the order of some of the steps. Now, I would love to have seen this be a collaborative build for multiple people to assemble. Unfortunately, this is only meant to be a solo build. Bag 1 does the mini dolls and the accessories. And bag 2 through 6 does the rest of this. Unfortunately. So you really can't divide this out evenly. So this is just meant to be a solo build, nothing more. In addition, you do get a brick separator, as we saw at the beginning, a printed building guide, and some scuffed pieces. What is with Lego not packing these pieces correctly? Now my windscreens came out unscathed, but I had a few of these window pieces that were scratched, and this piece in the back has a heavy scratch on it. I don't know what they are doing over there and how they're packing these sets, but they need to take better care in packing their product, because honestly that does degrade the build experience and the playability of the model. Yes, I know kids are going to throw these things around and all that stuff, but you think with a $59.99 set the parts would have been packed with a bit more care. So that's where the heavy ding of the score is going to be taken off, is the way the set was packed. And I have to. This is a 7.5. It's the way that the parts arrived. I don't know. A little bit for stickers. The stickers were atrocious towards the end. Not like something I couldn't handle. But the scratched pieces, Lego really needs to address this, because I'm getting tired of taking off 2 or 3 points just for damaged parts. Yes, I can contact customer service and bother them and say, send me some pristine parts. But at the end of the day, I really want to preserve how the sets arrive and show you this may be the quality you're going to get in your build. So be very careful when you get a set, because sometimes you may get one that has a lot of scratched pieces. And yes, if this was something I paid $60 for, yeah, I'd be on the phone with Lego really quick about that one. But I'm hoping when you get your copy, it's not as banged up as this one. It was just a few of the glass pieces, but it's enough to spoil the build. But I want to know what you think of this set. And to me, it's interesting, but not quite my type of camping.